today I like to address and talk about have challenging times. It's very important having pristine mind, experience of pristine mind. And today I just say we have so many challenges right now we face, and how to deal with that. That's really the main point. And we have external obstacles, called external obstacles, like people have sick. So many people are sick throughout the country. So many countries, Europe, Asia, North America, South America. So many people are sick. Hundreds of thousands of people are sick. That's one challenge. The other challenge is people dying every day. So many people dying throughout Europe and Asia, and here US. So many people dying, and then that's another challenge. And also people there's intensity of fear for everyone has, very intense fear. What happened next, like how long we can become normal, how long we have become that normalized everything. And then also there's fear and anxiety, uncertainty of future. These things are our challenges right now we face. And I like today, like how to address these challenges through meditation practice, particularly pristine mind meditation. Pristine mind meditation, how we can face all these challenges. And usually, I will say here today, the number one, hundreds of challenges we have. Number one, they says, and Dzogchen teachings, especially in Orgyen Rinpoche Padma Sambhava says, in the UN, pristine mind, pristine awareness, Dzogchen Rigpa, doesn't matter whatever it says. Pure awareness, pristine mind. That's solution everything. Usually this is called Dzogchen teaching, they call this is Tibetan we call Nabgyar Manchik. Nabgyar Manchik means 100 disease, one medicine cure 100 disease. One medicine cure 100 disease. What that means is, what disease means, like negative emotions like anger, fear, unhappiness, and sadness, challenges, difficulties, and uncertainty. There are 100 different kinds of challenges one medicine can cure. What is that Dzogchen teachings address? Dzogchen teachings talk about is remaining a pristine awareness, remaining pristine mind. That can address everything. How to dissolve? This is, what do you do when you're depressed? Remaining pristine mind. That can dissolve. And that means when you're sad, what you can do? Stay pristine mind. And then it's dissolved, that sadness. When you have fearful, uncertainty, what do? And it just stay pristine mind. Maintain pristine mind, and that fear, anxiety disappear. Or any kind mental, emotional challenges, difficult experience you face, number one technique is just remaining pristine mind. And then your negative thoughts, emotions, anxiety, fear, dissipate into essential nature of mind. Therefore, and then Dzogchen, they call this is 100, one medicine can cure 100,000, 100 symptoms. It means remaining pristine mind. And then there's a Dzogchen term I use this called, Tibetan called Chikshi Kantor. Chikshi Kantor means knowing one thing, liberating everything. If you know one thing, liberates everything. They call that Chikshi Kantor. And then sometimes also this call, then they call it, if you know you have the ability, remain in pristine mind, everything's free. All thoughts, emotions, anxiety, things free. Then call this is another name, there's another name, Dzogchen, Chushi control, or means knowing one thing, liberating everything. Therefore, I think the number one technique is, all this situation is, in remaining pristine mind, not give energy mental events. Like there are two things going on. Pristine mind and mental events. Pristine mind is your pure consciousness, your original mind. Is most beautiful, brilliant awareness, pristine, yes. Where pristine means no non-negative thoughts, anxiety, fear never exists in that state. Never existed. Completely pristine. If you remain in there, if this is even the world is collapsed, you have no fear. And Dzogchen text says. But yeah, it's depends how. The more you meditation is deeper, the more you have presence, pristine mind, the more you have fearless experience. Let's say your pristine mind is predominant of your everyday, predominant every day. You must be definitely, you are become fearless and stressless, tensionless experience. That means real rest. But the only problem is we forget pristine mind. We are stuck in mental events. When anger rise, we're stuck that. That means we are rising mental. We're stuck in mental events. When fear rise, when you're stuck in fear, that means you're stuck in mental events. All beings are suffering, and because they're stuck in mental events. That's it. And therefore, I just wanted today, address this pristine mind meditation, or like that, and challenge times. And then I think here today I want to particularly focus on a certain area of pristine mind. And this everything, like here you can read this, you have the book, Pristine Mind, book this. And there is, what you should read is 30 realizations. 30 realizations are how to dress, like what is really right now here, page 43 begins, part 2, realize pristine mind, Just read these 3 realizations are really right now key to have experience of pristine mind. 3 realizations, like 3 realizations are like number 1 in the pristine mind. And I think first as I like that, in order to you free your fear, anxiety, and uncertainty, this first number 1, this is you need to realize your own pristine awareness. Yeah, number 1 technique is very obvious. Realization, your pristine awareness. How do you do that? How do you do that? This is very important. How do you do? How do you know? How do you access your pristine awareness? There's pristine mind meditation we do later, and that way you access. Means the key to access pristine mind is do pristine mind meditation. And Guru Rinpoche Pammasambhava says, how do you access pristine mind? He says, this way, don't follow past, don't anticipate the future, stay present moment, leave your mind alone. If you do that, all thoughts, emotions disappear your mind, your perception. because they're conditional. They disappear within your mind. When they disappear within your mind, you directly experience pristine mind. When clouds disappear, you see the blue sky. Yeah? When mental events dissipate, you have experienced a pristine mind. Therefore, and then once you experience pristine mind through meditation, just stay with that. There are two things. Perceive pristine mind is realization. Maintaining pristine mind is meditation. Means just stay with pristine mind. When you stay with the pristine mind, fear, anxiety, unhappiness, everything dissipate because they cannot survive. Now you see, there's lots of fire going on. Anything you throw fire, burns up, burns everything. You think wood, and you think paper or pillow. Anything you put fire just burns up because fire is so powerful. Similarly, this is a presence of pristine mind. Negative emotions, thoughts cannot survive because there's light, darkness cannot survive. If you remain in pristine mind like this, fear, anxiety, stress, unhappiness, everything's like burned, like you put any fire, like it burns up that moment. And they call that, sometimes Dzogchen call this called self-liberation. Liberate itself means like that. Therefore, if you want to burn or fear, anxiety, everything this moment, you must remain in pristine mind. And then the more you, sometimes we do the opposite. The more you stuck in mental events, let's say your thoughts occur in your mind, you see something in the news, are you thinking about that again? That means you're stuck in mental events. The more you stuck in mental events, the more you increase your fear, anxiety, agitation. All these things increase because you give energy more mental events. You invest in your energy and mental events. Mental events means anything appear in your mind is mental events. Whether happiness, sadness, good, bad, everything appears mental events. For example, anything appears sky is events of sky. Whether clouds, rainbow, pollution, everything's event and sky, but they're not sky, they're not sky, you understand? They're not sky. Similar, anything appear in your mind is called mental events. They're not your pure awareness, they're not pristine mind, they're not original mind. Things comes and goes. Sky is not, clouds are not sky. Sky may appear, clouds may appear sky, but that's not sky, it disappears. Similar, anger, sadness, positive, negative thoughts appear within your consciousness, but they are not conscious in you. They are temporary events. They are virtual reality. Therefore, the more we give energy mental events, the more energy that they get more power. The more we give energy pristine mind, the more we invest our energy pristine mind, the pristine mind increase. Then what's really are meditators? Meditators are, they are not giving energy mental events, but they give energy, power, more pristine mind. Means if you remain in pristine mind, like 20 minutes, that means you give energy pristine mind, 20 minutes. Invest your energy there, because that gave you long run happiness, fulfillment, or enlightenment. Really give more energy on pristine mind and you reach enlightenment. Even the Dzogchen teaching says, if you have the right conditions, right technique, you have the right attitude, if you give a more energy, a pristine mind in this lifetime, before you die, you reach enlightenment. That's Dzogchen teachings claim. I trust that process because if you give more energy, mental events, definitely you suffer. Definitely you wandering samsara. That's really proof. Yeah. Similarly, if you give more energy, pristine mind, definitely your destination is enlightenment. That's different, it's totally same. And therefore, real technique about free all fear and anxieties, remaining a pristine mind. That's really, really the key. And then first realization is, and through meditation, you realize your mind is pristine, That's really the call. First realization. I think emphasize this during difficult times. You need to make sure you have experience or realize your own pristine mind. That's really our important first part. Everyday moment, stay pristine mind, how to face challenges. You need to know that first. First like that. That's called first realization. You should read part 2 of book. You have your book. And then the second realization is these things that give you more handle things already. Tools. You should use these tools. Second realization is once you realize mind is pristine, like fear comes to your mind, or anger comes to your mind, stress comes to uncertainty comes to your mind, you realize they are mental events. Yeah, they're mental events. But you need to deal, doesn't matter how circumstances are external, but you can deal mental events, you can deal many things. 2 times happen, human beings. External conditions are difficult, that's first. The challenges we have. Second is, challenge is, we are obsessed with that. Our thoughts become more negative. Thoughts become more neurotic. Our thoughts and emotions become more fearful. And then we have 2 problems. External world, so many challenges faced. Internal world is turmoil. We have 2 different challenges faced. But therefore, and I think we need only care for external world, be careful, be mindful, that's it. But there's so many things we can do internal world, reduce thoughts, emotions. But I think this is also true. If you can reduce 70% your thoughts, I told before, and definitely you can reduce fear, anxiety, because fear, anxiety relate your thoughts. Therefore, the more you reduce your thoughts, that means the more you have pristine mind here equal to. The more you reduce thoughts, the more you equal to pristine mind. And that means the more you have free anxiety, fear, and difficult situations. Therefore, number 2 is, the second realization is you need to know this time, whether you have mental events, anger, resentment, fear, uncertainty, anything you appear, you realize they are just mental events. So, when you're sad, I have mental events. I'm fearful, I have mental events, like all this mental. That means mental events all the time. The only thing is different is you give energy, then it become more powerful. Therefore, and give energy. If you don't give energy, even the world chaos, you still feel peace and tranquility. Therefore, not giving energy too much mental events, that's important. Then there's distinctions. Who you really are is pristine mind, and you're not. What you're not is mental events. Therefore, the second realization is how to deal difficult conditions is all experiences, thoughts, emotions, hesitations, everything you realize mental events. That's really, if you know that, then you can handle all challenges. That's really, these 2 things are very important, having everyday pristine mind. Pristine mind practitioners, they have to distinguish what is really pristine mind, pristine awareness, what is really mental events. There's distinctions, yeah? They make that, you need distinctions, make that. It's a very priority this time. And then there are some third realization. I can say this few times. Third realization is, I think, mental events, anything your mind, mental events for your mind, they are virtual reality, illusion. This is a, usually they come gradually. First, you realize your mind is pristine through meditation experience. The more you meditating, and the more you realize mental events are events, not who you are. The more you meditating, remaining pristine mind, and then you realize mental events are virtual reality illusion. That's called final realization. You realize. And how do you realize? You do analyze, thinking? No. There's just remaining pristine mind. Eventually you know there are, for example, illusions, emptiness. And here I put in a book, there's exercise. For example, there's two, I'll give example. There's a rainbow and you see the cross, valley, there's beautiful rainbow. But temporarily conditions appear there. But you look at the beautiful rainbow, but you going toward the rainbow and rainbow disappears. Why the rainbow disappears? Because you change in the location and rainbow is, is circumstantial. You cannot, rainbow never exists in that area. Therefore, change in the location and rainbow disappears. Similarly, when we have fear, anxiety, everything is like that, like exactly that rainbow. Because when we see, something in the world, say you look at the world, feel fearful, but you look, you look directly, forget look at the world, look directly at your fear. And then the fear never independently exists within your mind. Because that's reflection, something going on in your world is really dangerous, then you feel that. I give example in the book and the anger, but also you can change in also fear. Therefore, whether you fear, angry, sadness, they never exist in your consciousness. They're just temporary. Meditation is like this. If you see the rainbow, that mountain, the rainbow don't live there. Rainbow never exists. The rainbow don't have home there. There are no permanent base. You look and again, there's no rainbow, but it temporarily appear there. But there never exists that place. Similarly, anger, fear appears your consciousness mind, but they never exist in your consciousness. The meditators, they know. Pristine mind meditators, Dzogchen meditation, they know the anger or fear never exists in their mind. Therefore, they're just totally circumstantial and environmental, and then it's not independently exist, just appears, but that is independent. Therefore, why, when the fear is not existent, the anger is not existent, everything's like, like that. What is really like your consciousness? That means your consciousness, beautiful or pristine. You need found out through meditation that. That's called, meditation. Meditation is to not just sit here like that. The more you look in your consciousness deeply, closely, the more you realize mental events never exist anywhere. And mental events are totally illusion and virtual reality, and your mind is pristine. Therefore, yeah, our mind is, consciousness is very beautiful, pristine. Knowing that is the ultimate savior. That's saving your everything. The ultimate savior is knowing your mind is pristine. And then say, we take refuge in my own pristine mind. We are not take refuge in polluted mind or distorted mind. We always, when we are suffering, that means we are taking refuge, I believe, our distorted mind. When people are angry, that means they just take refuge in their ordinary mind, distorted mind. If you believe your thoughts, your thoughts say negative things, you believe that. That means we are taking refuge in our distorted mind. Many people are suffering. The reason is many people are suffering because we are believing our distorted mind and polluted mind. And so many. But real take refuge is believe our remaining pristine mind. That's really the most important practice. I think therefore, after a few minutes, I want to give a guided meditation. But before I go, you too, and you read. Everyone has pristine mind. Few parts and 30 realizations here, and then page 96. 96. There's called "Leave Your Mind Alone." You should read that also. And that really means talk about how do you leave your mind alone. Leave your mind alone because the reason here we talk about when we're angry, we are fearful, that means our mind is messed with conditions. Our mind is always involved difficult conditions, We are involved there. We are not leaving our mind alone. Our mind is continually involved, deeply involved, difficult conditions. Therefore, that's really reason we have fear for anger or sadness or many problems. The reason is like that. Therefore, this chapter talk about how leave your mind alone gave you peace, mind, and happiness and pristine mind. And then you should read that is 96. 96, I think page 96. The other issue recommend to read this part is page 121, the call. Apply meditation in the midst of difficulty. Apply meditation in the midst of difficulty. That's page 121. You should read that, how to apply your meditation midst of difficulty. And they talk about that. That's really all. And that's really, think about, there you can read. And then there is and then really, I think the solution is like that. I think number 10, I think I wanted short right now. I want to you want to do meditation here, The bottom line is, like this kind, take care all problems and future, and known future, future we may face difficult conditions in future. We never face difficult conditions, anxiety, fear, unhappiness, stress, agitation, annoyingness, many things face. Number one, key is if you do remain in pristine mind meditation, you feel much better. Even if you do meditation morning, feel better afternoon. You feel better immediately sometimes. It's not like you do meditation. You need it properly done. I think there are meditation is really, really key to, of course, happiness, enlightenment, and good life. If you want a good life and a good dying, I think you need to have meditating. That's the requirement. That's really our conditions alone cannot fix your problems. Conditions cannot bring your good life alone. You need to also work with your mind. The pristine mind is the best way, because pristine mind, once your mind is pristine, you have no problems. Yeah, that's it. No suffering, no anxiety, no fear. Therefore, just getting pristine mind is like panacea. All problems go away. And then I like to hear one quotation of Guru Rinpoche Pama Sambhava. Everyone should listen this. Josh, can you read this? And my English is not that good, therefore someone help me. Josh, can you read this quotation?
Yes, Rinpoche.
Okay, let's do it.
As Guru Rinpoche Padmasambhava says, the mind's own awareness is naturally brilliant, like the sun. To see for yourself if this is true, look into your own mind. Your pristine awareness is continuous, like a river. To see for yourself if this is true, look into your own mind. The various events of mind cannot be found, like wind in space. To see for yourself if this is true, look into your own mind. Whatever you perceive is your own projection, like your reflection in a mirror. To see for yourself if this is true, look into your own mind. Your thoughts naturally occur and naturally dissipate, like clouds in the sky. To see for yourself if this is true, look into your own mind.
Okay, and then it says, this is a true, look in your mind. And that really means, let's do that, look in your mind. Meditation means look in your mind. How do you find events anywhere? Like that. Therefore, we want to do here Pristine Mind meditation session, okay? And that really means I like a guided meditation today. And the first is you need to do is physical meditation means just wherever you are, just relax your body, make sure body's comfortable, relaxed, and make sure your speech is silent, and also breathing naturally, especially breathing out. Breathing out means anxiety, your mind, anxiety, fear, hesitation, stress, everything dissipate in the sky, space. Tibetan we call this long rope sarva, means like dirty winds throughout. It's just do that. All any movement, distortions completely disappear from this internal to external. Do that, and then just stay present moment. Just do that. Relax body, speech, mind. Just do that 1 minute, first of all. This is the foundation of meditation. Just relaxed. Okay, now it's like real meditation is first. Order to the meditation is this, just remaining remaining present moment without wandering. No, just stay this moment. Order to do that, stay present moment without wandering. You need a focus object. Some people focus breath, but today we want to focus front to you anything, flowers, some patterns or carpet, whatever you want place. You see one place, see something there, object, image, stone or rock or like cup or tree leaf, anything. Just look at that directly. That's called object meditation. Whatever you see, look at that directly. That means you see that clearly. That means you're present at this moment. You physically see means you're physically present here, yeah? Because why are you physically here? Because you see that object very clearly. And that means, in the same time, your consciousness, your mind, awareness, stay with that. Whatever you see, stay with that. This means you unite what you see, what your tension is. Your tension, there's physical, the mind unite, stay one place, one spot. This is called stay present moment without wandering. It's meditation. Do not go past events yesterday or this morning. Don't lost wandering that. Come back present moment. Whatever you focus, just stay with comfortably there. Stay with comfortably there. Naturally and comfortably, stay with that. Whatever you focus. And do not go future events. Tomorrow, this event, this evening, something, mind going wandering or like drifted that direction. Come back present moment. Whatever you focus, whatever you see, focus, just stay with that. Comfortably, naturally, stay with that. And then do not wander in this room, anywhere you are present, many different objects. Do not wandering, speculate, or lost anywhere. Just come back present moment. Whatever you see, just stay with that very comfortably, naturally. This means you are no longer past, you are no longer future, you are no longer wandering present moment. You are just stay very comfortably, naturally, stay one place. And then just stay with that. Just few minutes remaining, whatever you focus, just stay comfortably, naturally. Comfortable means sometimes to focus, not comfortable, yeah? Uncomfortable. Therefore, you see, you rest, but rest naturally. Just do that, okay? That's really the meditation here. First step meditation. Time to time, I just ring in the singing bowl. That helps your meditation. Just remaining present moment, whatever you focus very comfortably, naturally. If you drift in mind, different direction, come back at the same spot. Just stay with that. Once you stay present moment, whatever you focus, mental events are dissipate from your perception. Once the mental events dissipate, your perception, and then easy to stay present moment awareness. Now, let go of the external conditions. Just stay your own present moment awareness. First, we focus external object. Now we are just remaining. Let go of the external object, just remaining present moment, your own awareness. When mental events are dissipating from your mind, easy to remain in present without focus. Now it's time to stay present moment, your awareness, and leave your mind alone. Your awareness continually shining this moment, vividly you experience, and then just stay with that. Do not go after external events. Do not linger in mental events. Just stay present moment, pure awareness. Just remain with that. Majestically remaining present moment, your own awareness. Just do that. Comfortably, naturally, stay present moment awareness. Once you stay present in your moment awareness, all mental events are gone. When clouds are departing, what you see is blue sky. When mental events disappear from your mind, what is left is pristine mind. Now it's time to just remain in pristine mind, abiding with pristine mind, majestically abiding with pristine mind. Here's presence of pristine mind, absence of mental events. Just stay with that experience. Stay with presence of pristine mind. Stay with maintain in pristine mind. Just do that. Your present moment, pristine awareness is like brilliant sun, like very weird, vivid, completely. There's no mental events, thoughts, emotion going on, completely beautiful, vivid. And then just stay with, maintain that. Presence of fire, light, there's no darkness, there's no coldness, presence of fire. Some presence of pristine mind. There's no fear, anxiety, stress, unhappiness. They all dissipate from your awareness. And then your awareness is brilliantly clear, pristine awareness just manifest in this moment. You see you're on there, and then just stay with that. Guru Rinpoche Padmasambhava says, your pristine awareness like brilliant sun. It's like or not, look in your mind. That's what we are doing right now. Okay, thank you. And that's the meditation. And then I think briefly I want to say, you know, two things. First is recap again. The number one antidote all these challenges, difficult times, just remain in pristine mind. That's really all. You can do that. That's very good. And particularly, especially, we have mental events like anxiety, like fear, difficult challenges, and then you do this. Page 121. I tell you that there's called apply meditation method difficult. Read that part, and page 121, there talk about how to free your mental events. Say, when your mental events like fear appears, anxiety, that's really captivate your mind, that's really, really. And then what you do is just sit somewhere, don't follow past, don't anticipate the future, stay present moment, leave your mind alone. If you do that, the events of mind disappear. Why? Because they're conditional. They're not always there, your consciousness. They're conditional, they disappear. Because why they appear your mind, they have lots of conditions. Because you focus news media, we see something here, and then appears your mind, the fear captures your mind. And when you stay present moment, you leave your mind alone, and they slowly disappear. Therefore, you need that technique, meditation technique. Meditation means you're able to free your mental events. That's the power of meditation. And therefore, you need to apply this technique. Okay, I think that's it. And therefore, I think we have some questions maybe, and then maybe Karen, or you can have questions. We can answer Q&A session. We can do that. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Rinpoche. One person would like to know a recap of the third technique. That person's not exactly sure what that third technique is.
Technique means realization.
If you can explain that a little bit more.
Technique realization is first realization is first realize your mind is pristine. You perceive your mind is pristine. That's called first realization. You can technique and make you realize. Second is you realize your mind is, your mental events are not who you are. They're just mental events. Third is your mental events, you realize your mental events are virtual reality, illusion. These three realizations come because you're doing meditation. When you're doing meditation, is a consequence, natural consequence. These three realizations come naturally. Therefore, called three realizations. Wonderful. And you have these three realizations, your meditation is power. Meditation's power reduce your mental events. That's really power against these two realizations.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Can you suggest how to meditate when I'm focusing just on breath over and over again? How do I know if I'm doing that properly when I'm focusing on something like breath or something visual?
Yeah, I think the frack or anything, I think sometimes therefore visual is very easy because you're lost, your focus are there. I think you need to wear, make sure you wear that. You're not lost in your thinking in other things. If this is called fully present. Fully present means you're 100%, you focus in other breath or external object. You totally there. I think we lost sometimes. We lost, we come back. We need to know we are present or we lost. You say, oh, I'm lost or present. That's not big deal. You think that way. Or sometimes we say, I may lost or not. You need question sometimes. One thought don't obstacle your meditation. Therefore, you have maybe your mind is 70% thoughts, then maybe you lost. But there's some meditation thoughts all the time occur. Therefore, just stay, make sure you're present, really consciously.
Dear Rinpoche, how do we distinguish between Rigpa or pristine mind and experiences of spaciousness and luminosity? Is that the same thing or are they different?
Yeah, they all, spatial luminosity is, very far away. Talk about means Rigpa, talk about very, like luminosity, like lower Dzogchen level, same they talk about. The higher Dzogchen level, they talk of pristine mind and pristine awareness. That's really the most directly, experientially talking about the Rigpa. Is pristine awareness, pristine mind is, usually the luminosity means the way hiding. That means you're hiding, not totally give everything. Luminosity. This luminosity, when we starting like that, what really luminosity means? Actually, pristine awareness. That's the luminosity. Then later the review is the, like that. And therefore, pristine awareness, pristine mind is real luminosity. That means, talk about that. Buddha nature means sounds very far away. And they all sounds very far away, but pristine awareness and pristine mind awareness is really the most directly talking about nature of mind.
Rinpoche, how do you remain in pristine mind when you're talking with someone? It seems like remaining present without thoughts is difficult since the person and their speech are mental events. So what do you do in this case?
I think that's really our usually daily life. You can remain in pristine mind means, like, for example, this is like that. And you talk someone remain, and maybe using, let's say this is very good. This is very good. I serve dinner. Let's say you serve dinner, but your dishes are clean. Anything you put in a dish is very clean, yeah, not contaminated. And similarly, if you talk to someone, and when your mind is pristine, and then you just whatever you talking about, that's more clear. And it's pristine mind means like it degrees. For example, when you talk someone, if your mind is stress, anxiety, that means you're totally lost. But if you talk in someone, your mind is no longer stressed, not upset, no longer fixating, and you use a few thoughts, emotions, that's not big deal. That's really called pristine mind, daily life. Daily life means you using maybe 10% your thoughts, but 90% your mind is clear. That means you're on some degree pristine mind. Therefore, for example, that's really the best way of saying is your 10% thoughts can useful thoughts. You need that moment. But 90 mind, you're not depressed that moment. You're not angry. You're not stressed out. You talk to person. That means you're some degree pristine mind, but you can still using, useful thoughts, emotions. That's really called do everyday meditators. They use only that moment, whatever they need. They don't unnecessary thoughts, emotions there. That's called remaining pristine mind. Talk or walk or anything.
Once I stop using the object of focus as meditation and I'm focused on awareness, what happens if I lose that awareness? Should I return to the object of focus again, or?
Yeah, I think this time can tell, but beginning, I think you can use the return object, and then certain points once you familiar with the awareness, and then easy not later. And then certain point we are not familiar awareness, we use an object, yeah. Therefore, using object is just almost like useful tool. But later, once you familiar stay present moment, pristine mind, and then you just easy to come back present moment awareness, or easy to come back pristine awareness.
Sometimes when I go into meditation, I sometimes fall asleep. Is that normal? And how should I prevent myself from falling asleep, or how should I?
Especially you need to, open your eyes and then just Guru Rinpoche Pamma Sambhava says, like if you drowsy and during the sleep, you gazing up like this. And gaze, and when your mind is dull, or when your mind is so active, then gaze down like this. And then he says, there's a window, beautiful window, you can look like this. 3 minutes meditating. And then you look that. Go shift to 4 different directions. Up, down, right, left, and then you can shift your gaze. That will help prevent to go to sleep or drink water. Okay.
Thank you, Rinpoche. How can you tell that you're in the pristine mind state, or if maybe you're just very skillfully skipping over your mental problems, like your mental events? You're just, how can you tell the difference between those two things?
How can tell? I think experientially, it's not like easy you don't get there, but I think the more you do meditation, I think first Dzogchen is called, usually, introduce Rigpa, that's best. That's the best introduction. But I think through meditation, the more you require, this way, the more you do meditation, the more you eventually get there. It requires more meditation, You don't know. Maybe you are not today. Maybe the more you do meditation, using the same technique, eventually you get there. And, therefore, it's not like one day you get, then it's not like it gradually takes over time, then you just see. When you exercise long time, then you can see your bones, you can experience, oh, you're losing weight. Because you're losing weight, I can feel my bones, I can feel my muscles, Similar, the more you meditate, the more you losing your mental events, the more you experience the natural part to your awareness. That means you need losing you need departing your mental events or go beyond or losing mental events through meditation, the more you access pristine mind. Many degrees. Pristine mind is not just only one state, it's degrees. The more clouds fade the sky, the more you see the blue sky, Similar, the more you fade mental events, the more you experience pristine mind. They're same.
When you say pristine mind, do you also refer to awareness throughout the whole body, or just the head, or is it something else?
Pristine mind is talking about general awareness, body mind awareness. But your fundamental awareness means like fundamental awareness is pure pristine. Pure pristine means anger, jealousy, unhappiness, all these things never exist in your fundamental consciousness. They're called pristine. Pristine water means no pollutions, original water. And the pristine force, force means like not touched by any kind of pollution. Similarly, pristine mind basis, the fundamental mind is not touched, there's no impact by negative thoughts, emotions. That's original consciousness, is called pristine mind. That's who you really are.
Can you speak about an approach, possibly by blending the practice of pristine mind awareness and the mantra teachings that you've been offering the past weekends?
Yeah, the best way to do is remaining pristine mind, then just do the mantra. I talk about remaining pristine mind. Om Pama Sharipa number Shinanga Nantada Sawarda Hana Nambazan or Kerkas, Om Pama Sharipa number Shinanga Nantada Sawarda Hana. So hard. Usually they have called a meditation, means meditation is this time just call any other sadhanas and practices. They call your mind is, when you do the mantra, you do have visualization, wrath for peaceful enlightened beings, or then it's mantra and stay present, free from thoughts and pristine awareness. That's the best way to do mantra. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Rinpoche. You mentioned when instructing us on one-pointed meditation, so focusing on an object, that if our mind wanders, bring it back to the point of focus. But what if our mind wanders during pristine mind meditation when we aren't supposed to be focusing on anything?
Just come back, present moment awareness. Or when you first present moment and then come back, pristine mind. Just remain pristine mind.
Is it better to keep your eyes open or closed, or does that
better
matter?
to eyes open. When you eyes open is the best, because eyes open, eyes open, that means you can daily, usually anything we do is eyes open, Then if you don't know how to, you're not capable eye open meditation, then it's usually when you talk to someone, when you walk in, you're, eye open anytime your mind is disturbed. Therefore, we need to have custom to meditation, eye opening. That's really the best way to do. Traditionally done that way, and I think eye open or eye open meditation is I think that's really we need to learn that way.
When you say, Rinpoche, leave your mind alone, are you referring to ordinary thinking? And is that the same thing as?
Yeah, any thinking just subside. Anything vacillation, anything pondering, judging. Don't judge, don't pondering, don't go after thoughts, emotion. Just stay present moment without doing anything. They call leave your mind alone. Because if you leave your mind alone, all mental events dissipate. All mental events come because your mind messes with the conditions. You want clean your mind, you want access pristine awareness, you just leave your mind alone, just as it is. And then everything's unfold. I think my best example is here. This, this is example. If you see this very clearly, this is the original mind. If you not leave your globe alone, this is a ball globe, and you see, the more you shake, the more you thinking, the more you judging, your mind is become like that. Then how do you clarify, how do you see the original nature? Just leave globe alone, don't shake. Let's see what happens. Just leave your globe alone and everything's disappear. You see now? Just do that. Everything's dissipate. Everything's subside. When you meditating, if you leave your mind, stay present moment, all thoughts, emotions, anxiety, fear, everything's dissipate like this. And then you see the natural condition of this globe. Similarly, when you leave your mind alone, all thoughts, emotions dissipate, you see the natural condition of your own pristine mind awareness. Okay, and that's it. Then you just only leave alone, don't shake, then everything appears naturally. Similarly, if you leave your mind alone, your mind become undistorted, unpolluted, become originally pristine, become appear in this moment. Okay?
Wonderful. Is the instruction that we received today from you, Rinpoche, sufficient for successful realization on the Dzogchen path, or do we need?
Yeah, this is one part. There are many Dzogchen paths. Dzogchen, whether this is one part of Dzogchen, but you really want the Dzogchen practice, then there are other more direct other, introductions. This is called, through meditation, you experience pristine mind. And there's another introductions can give you experience. There are many that this is usually through meditation introduction. You get pristine awareness. I think that's it.
And is the ultimate goal then to maintain pristine mind all throughout the day, at work, at rest, at play? Is that the ultimate goal?
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal. If you do that, your mind is pristine, then everything's beautiful, whether you live and die. And that's really, I think, the enlightenment is, I talk this final chapter. There's Jamgo Mapon Rinpoche is, talk about 4 different ways. And this chapter there's called Awakening Your Own Pristine Mind. They talk about these 4 stages. And then I think people can read there.
Rinpoche, what is the recitation that you say in the beginning of the session before you start teaching?
This packed prayer of lineage. Buddha, Ngora Rinpoche, Pama Sambhava, Longchenpa, Jamgo Mapon Rinpoche. My teacher, Jigme Phuntsok Rinpoche, I connect my mind there. It gave me more strength. And, my teachings become more beneficial. And I have more mentally, emotionally, I'm more prepared. And also I have more sincere motivation to helping others. And I'm empowering that. All these things are like that.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Hi, Rinpoche from Australia. When resting in pristine mind and a thought arises, should we just look straight into the thought with full awareness and let it dissolve? Or should we completely shift the focus away from the thought?
Whatever you can, whatever you can do both. For example, if you thoughts arises and then not look at the condition, just look at the stare, you take, or you stare your thought alone. It's not like conditions. And maybe thoughts dissolve because the conditions. And you're not focused, conditions just focus thought alone, they may dissolve because they cannot survive. And try this exercise, usually they're meditating, they try that exercise. Try that. Or you remain in pristine mind, then thoughts may dissolve also. There are 2 different ways. Directly look at the thought, or just stay pristine mind, and both ways dissolve thought.
How about if you look at an object instead of focusing on the breath, and you say something like, if you're looking at a flower, you say, "Oh, I like that flower," or "I like that color." Is that wrong? Is that something that
that one thought? No big deal. It's not big deal. You say, "Oh, that's beautiful. That's one event." You have continued lost the story, or that's beautiful, or where they came from, who's like that, who, and then on and on, ongoing thoughts, emotions, then you lost. And that means just only, "Oh, that's beautiful flower." Then just stay with that flower, maintain, not big deal. That's everyone has. Everybody, anything you look, you some thoughts arise, but not overwhelming thought, yeah? The overwhelming thoughts are problematic. That's only distinguished. But few thoughts, not big difference. Not hindrance your meditation. They don't harm your meditation.
Could you please explain the difference between resting in the alaya, apologies if I said that wrong, alaya versus dharmakaya?
Yeah, that's very style, alaya means like kunshi, like a fundamental conscious, like it means like it's a little bit, how do you say, it's unclear, it's not really a state of mind, it's not really special. The pristine, the dharmakaya is really about the nature of mind, is pristine awareness. Alaya is source of samsara, the dharmakaya is the source of nirvana. Therefore, I think when you talk about that, I think especially you need to have, it's long story. There's so much going on with that.
Great, Rinpoche. How do I know when I'm actually in pristine mind? Sometimes I experience a quiet and a stillness that comes in my mind after remaining in meditation for some time. Is that pristine mind experience?
Yeah, some degree, maybe some. Yeah, there's many degrees. How do you see the sky? If you're in the sky like this and you see the sky, you sky like this, you see the sky. But the degree sky, maybe you have some degree pristine mind, but maybe not total. But you know, the more you meditating, the more you get that direction. You know, it degrees. Therefore, I think all these answers you can read part 4 of the meditation section about the Pristine Mind book. Journey into meditation, journey into Pristine Mind. They have very good answers there.
Wonderful, Rinpoche. And when the sun warms the water of the river, to use Padmasambhava's analogy, the water evaporates and makes clouds. So similarly, do thoughts arise because of the condition of pristine mind? Or if not, then what are thoughts and what's the reason behind our thoughts?
Thoughts are because the mind is mind is really job is give intention, focus something, focus some objects, conditions. Anything you focus, any conditions create thoughts between. And for example, you focus good things, create positive thoughts. You focus negative things and you focus something negative, bad, and you create negative thoughts. Therefore, therefore the thought is rise because you see something, you hear something. The thoughts are responding. The thoughts means respond between that, and that's really that's the source of thoughts. Subject, object, subject, subject, object, connect. And then there says, if you, like positive thoughts come from focus something positive, negative thoughts are from something negative. If you don't focus positive or negative anything, and then your thoughts are subside. Therefore, meditation usually works because they're not focused anywhere. Not follow past, don't anticipate future. That means you're not focused anywhere. Just stay present moment. And then all thoughts disappear. Your mind, you feel peaceful mind. Thoughts that disappear give you more intelligent. I think you more aware, present. People think, oh, thoughts that disappear, then I'm nothing. But I think that's a very good thing for everyone.
What about for beginners, Rinpoche? This participant says, thank you so much for taking this time to help us. I'm a beginner at meditation, and I plan to try to meditate with my eyes open. Can you suggest how long I should meditate to start off with?
How? You're a beginner, I think, like you really beginner, I think you just 10 minutes meditate. And then start. And then 10 minutes, you do 10 minutes, eyes open, focus on object, something. And then you do 10 minutes meditation, and then it says multiple times, many sessions. This is short time, many sessions. That's called Yintong Zhongmong, Tibetan we call. Yintong means very short time, Zhongmong means many times. If you do just begin in like 10 minutes, you do meditation. After 10 minutes, then you're easy, then go to 15 minutes, and then 20 minutes. More you easier, the more you going up like that. Therefore, yeah, that's really important.
Rinpoche, how can we tell the difference between pristine mind and other meditation absorptions that might be free of thought?
Pristine mind can tell these 3 realizations can make difference. Real 3 realizations are really 3 realizations there, that means pristine mind. They are not there, just only resting, that means different.
So could mental events be described as a form of mental illness? and therefore the remedy or the medicine is pristine mind.
Mental events are not necessarily, no. Mental illness is mental events, but mental events don't mean and mental illness. You understand what that distinguishing? You have mental events, that don't mean you have mental illness. You're healthy, but mental illness is also one part, very difficult part of mental events, very dark part of mental events means many things. Now, for example, you said cloud means like there are white cloud, there are dark cloud, there are heavy clouds, there are small part cloud, there are many clouds, Similar, mental events means many things, positive thoughts, negative thoughts, happiness, sadness, anger, joy. All these things are like very depressed. All these things called name is mental events.
Wonderful. And Rinpoche, how do we balance effort and ease? This person has heard that Dzogchen says that too much effort is counterproductive. Can you speak about that topic a bit?
Always depend on not effort like you need effort in the own level. It's not like effort like any other yanas, more effort. They don't need that kind of effort. For example, airplane has not like walking, like bus. Compare there, that effortless, airplane is more very easy. But airplane is own effort. Similar, Dzogchen is compare other techniques, other yanas, effortless. But there's its own still some degree effort there involved beginning. You understand what the example is? Yeah, meaning, yeah. Good.
Okay, just a few more questions, Rinpoche. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. Can you please say again the Tibetan phrase that means one medicine heals many diseases?
Nadya, nadya. Nat means nadya means 100 disease. Nadya. Manchik. Nadya manchik. Nat means disease. Ya means 100. Man means medicine. Chik means one. Nadya manchik.
Thank you. Wonderful. For this person, it seems easier to recognize thoughts of the past and future than to recognize how we try to alter the present moment. How can we rest in the present moment without labeling it conceptually?
I think you can label it, depend, like it's exactly, the more you rest, the more you last label. But beginning your labeling, that's normal. For example, I was telling about learning driving car. First you driving bicycle, maybe you feel this, you hear that. But the more you do, the more you become natural. Similarly, first you do meditation, you labeling many things, but gradually your last labeling, that happens.
Wonderful. And traditionally, it seems that Dzogchen teachings were given secretly to students who completed Nundro and other types of practices like that. But today you are talking very openly about Dzogchen to everyone here today. So can you please talk about that dichotomy of understanding that Dzogchen used to be more secret?
This is very access for Dzogchen. There's access for, there are many Chakcho, Torgar, other things are very profound things. But I give only thing is your mind is pristine. Mental events are events, and how to get their technique something. I think this is okay. This is because whole entire Dzogchen teachings are benefit, resolve human suffering. If we can help human suffering, I think that's really important. But we don't want to give most things, mostly profound sacred teachings, and not giving today here. There is some degree we need to give. They introduced Dzogchen, but I didn't give much that here. My perspective, but some other people's perspective, maybe there's something like, but I think people, I go to many different places. I wrote this book, Pristine Mind, and I need to introduce, therefore I need, say something about this Pristine Mind. Therefore, I just, my perspective, I share some degree, not totally. Therefore, I think this is how many years I saw for, since 2016, what it really I experienced, shared this Pristine Mind, what I feel, I think many people have no concepts, no have any hesitations. Many people have this Pristine Mind creating many people appreciation Ngaro Rinpoche Buddha's teachings. I think that's a really good result. I think that's really our purpose, Dzogchen, how to teach. And also helping, if something you give, the inspire to devotion, about appreciation, the teachers, and also helping humanity, helping, relieve their suffering, and that's really become the source, and then you can teach anything, no problem. I think that's really our, therefore, I was many years I thought, how do, this Pristine Mind or give, how do you inspire everyone to practice meditation, even appreciation, Ngaro Rinpoche, or like that. There's no other way I can do, oh, Ngaro Rinpoche is very special, you must believe that. I cannot do that. But I teach Pristine Mind, and then people naturally appreciate all enlightened beings. Therefore, throughout many years, I see so many people gain appreciation, enlightened beings. That's really our purpose one way. The other is relieve people human suffering. I think therefore we don't share some degree. No one knows how profound it is. But also do Ngondo, I really want to share Dzogchen teachings. Want everybody, like traditional, Dzogchen teachers like Hongqin Yingte, like Jebsen Yingte, Yishe Lama. These things. When I was people do Ngondo, and I think we share all these teachings, structure, Torgar, Pardo, things. I think that's better way to do. But right now, I'm sharing some degree.
Wonderful, Rinpoche. There are more questions, but we'll try to answer them or have another opportunity for them to ask. And so we have one last question and last comment here from Rinpoche. So how, I know you spoke about this a little bit today, but how do we know for sure we are in pristine mind?
3 realizations, look at 3 realizations. Realize pristine mind, realize mental events. You see mental events, illusions. These things are very important. Also, requires more meditation. The more you naturally gain confidence, pristine mind. It's not like we do today. Come here, maybe I have pristine mind. It's not that way. It's gradually you gain that way. Gradually, be patient. Patience is key.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rinpoche. And a comment from a participant today. She says, I just want to thank you so much for this teaching. The clarity and simplicity of your teaching is incredibly refreshing and unbelievably helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that we are today this finished, and next week, what's the day next?
Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, Rinpoche.
Oh, I'm doing meditation.
Meditation, and then next Saturday again at this time.
Oh, next Saturday, Saturday. What date is, Josh?
Next Saturday, Rinpoche, is let me pull up the topic too.
No one knows next Saturday. I don't know. I have my own phone. I think next Saturday is April 11th, yeah?
Yes, from April 11th, and you're teaching on the time for Dzogchen is now.
Yeah, next Saturday I'm teaching also. That time is, time for Dzogchen is right now. That's teaching. It's not many Dzogchen tandas drawing. Why is Dzogchen right now? I'm teaching that, and then we can see you there. And then I think that's important, also beautiful topic. I never taught, but I think right now we can explore that. And then have wonderful day. Thank you very much.